Hey, happy Friday. So for you, it's Friday, but for me, it's Thursday afternoon. And I know I said I usually go live on Fridays at 9, but I'm actually out of my office this Friday. Nonetheless, I still wanted to get some content out for you for the weekend, and I hope that this is helpful. So this was actually requested by someone I'm currently working with, and I figured the best way to do this is through a screen share. And today we're going to be talking about Facebook Messenger, specifically setting up automations on your business page. And you might have some stuff already set up, but nonetheless, I still wanted to go in and show you the different options that you have. And that way, maybe you can implement something that can help streamline your onboarding process. So without further ado, we'll just kind of get right into it. So if you go to your business page and you go to Inbox, and then from Inbox, you press Automated Responses. All right, so these are the automations that you have available on your Facebook page. And you probably have this right now, which is when someone contacts you, they are sent a message basically as a touch point. That way they know that you're not ignoring them. If you have this, kudos to you. But if you don't have this, I strongly recommend that you do. That way people don't get frustrated or annoyed when you're not able to respond to them right away. All right, so that's simple. And then this is the away message, which you might know of as well, which is basically when you're out of the office, which like I am currently, I'm probably going to set this on pretty soon. But when you're out of the office, this is great. That way people know that if you're not able to respond in a long period of time, it's because obviously you're not available, right? So that's good. But what I wanted to show you specifically is the questions for potential customers. And this is honestly a game changer, especially if you are you have the onboarding process for you is very painful. For me, it is, especially if you're a business to business type of industry, then it can be, there's a lot more information involved. So questions for potential customers is a great thing to set up. And so what you do is you set up questions. So let me take a step back actually. This is sent to somebody who goes to your page for the first time, or who contact your page for the first time, excuse me. And so you'll set up different questions and you'll give them options that they can answer with, which I'll show you in a bit. And from there, you can kind of streamline your automation or streamline your onboarding a little bit. That way, by the time you've set up a call with them, you already know what they need and you already know kind of their, what they're looking for essentially. So if you press edit here, you'll see that these are the questions that I set up. So I have 3 questions and there's different types of questions too. So if I press add question here, these are all the question types that you can ask people who contact your page for the first time. So there's short answer, which could be helpful if you need someone to explain something a little bit in depth before you hop on a call with them. There's the options question, which I think is helpful, which I did for my page specifically, because a lot of times people will ask, what types of services do you offer? And or specifically if someone's contacting me, a question that I ask them is, what type of service can we help you with? So the different options that they'll receive when contacting my page for the first time is all of these. So either blog writing or editing, newsletter or email sequences, monthly social media management, a social media audit, or other. So that way, and then they press the option, whatever option they prefer. And then after that, they're sent this question, which is, when would you like the service to be done? And so again, I set up options as soon as possible, next week, next month. I'd like recurring monthly services. And then the last question I have set up is, what's the best email address to contact you? And then they'll provide their email address. So that way, by the time I email them and I send them a link to my calendar, or probably what I could even do to make this more streamlined is when would you like to set up an appointment? And then the following response could be the, or not the response, but when would you like to set an appointment? I can include my calendar link there. That way they can already have it set up and then they're all good to go. So I actually might change that and do that instead. But this is just to give you an idea. And then once they go through the whole funnel, I guess I would like to call it, then they're obviously given this completion message, which is just saying, thanks for answering the questions. We'll contact you, let you know next steps. So this is a huge game changer, especially if you are being constantly asked the same questions over and over by clients through Facebook Messenger. And so that's something that you can easily set up. It takes like 5 minutes, which is great. Something that's somewhat similar, which you might have already, is the frequently asked questions. So whenever you go to a Facebook business page and you see the Messenger box pop up on your screen, usually you might see things like different questions. And then what a user can do is they can press whatever the question is, and then they'll be given the answer. So this is asked only when someone taps on a button that is the Facebook Messenger box. So it'll only be answered if they tap on the question. But if it isn't, then obviously they won't be given the answer. So a really good option that you could put is, what service, what area do you serve, or whatever frequently asked questions are in your business, or things that are asked a lot, you could put there. That way people can see it without necessarily having to go through an automation or ask you, or you having to answer them directly, right? So that's a good thing to set up. And I will say that whether it's questions for potential customers or frequently asked questions, the main difference is that this will show up only when someone contacts you. But this will show up when they show up to your page and then they press the option to get an answer, right? So this is good to have set up, but this is a good thing to have set up as well if someone doesn't answer or contact you directly. That way they're getting their answers without having to send a message. And I probably should have that set up, and I probably will do that this weekend. I just didn't realize I didn't have it set up. So that's something good to have. And let's see. So this is contact information. If somebody messages you to ask for contact information, and you don't give a response within 30 minutes, then they'll be given the whatever contact information you want to share with them, whether that's your website, a link to set up a call with you, whatever it is. So that's good to have, but the only thing is that it's not really necessarily automated. It's only when you don't respond and the conversation hasn't been active for at least 30 minutes. So that's something to keep in mind. Location is really good too. So one of my clients in particular only services 32828, and we'll get so many messages saying, what area do you serve? What area do you serve? What area do you serve? And it must be, at first it was really tiring having to constantly message 32828. But once you have this set up, you can just simply have it be an automated response. That way people who ask about the location of your business will, get that. But again, this is only if your conversation hasn't been active for at least 30 minutes. So something to keep in mind there. All right, so this is something that's helpful too. It's just nice to have, which is a page recommended. So automation. So whenever someone recommends your business page, they can be given this response, and you can actually edit it to however you want. So for me, I sent a message, saying thank you and also reminding them of my referral program, because I'm assuming if they're leaving a recommendation for me, they obviously have worked with me in the past. So this is a great place for me to remind them, hey, this is my referral program, and thank you so much for trusting me to work with you in your business and stuff like that. So If you have some type of incentive for people whenever they leave you a recommendation on your business page, this is a really good way to set it up. That way it's automated and you don't have to even think about it. All right, so this is the page not recommended, which is hopefully this doesn't happen to you. But if it does, I don't have this set up right now. Maybe I will. We'll see. But it's basically, if you want to have this set up, if you're dealing with a lot of people who are giving their opinions on your page, a lot of them who might not necessarily be happy with your page, and not saying that your business is, you're doing a bad job, but sometimes depending on the industry you have, people are more likely to share the negative than the good, unfortunately. So if that's your case, then this might be a good option to have set up. And it's just a way that you can prompt them to share how you can improve, basically. Application received, this only applies to someone if you set up a job on Facebook, which you may or may not do in your business, but that's just something to keep in mind. And then this is about appointments. I don't really have this set up right now. Well, I guess I accidentally had this set up. Let me turn that off. But I don't really have this set up because I don't have a lot of people set up appointments with me through Facebook. So I have a calendar link for that reason. And also I would just rather make sure that the leads that are setting up appointments with me are qualified. So I share the link with them rather than them setting up an appointment. But if you do use Facebook to set up appointments with people, then this is just a great way to remind them about your appointment, and then also to, let me move that, and also to send follow-up messages as well, especially if you tend to need to have more than one appointment with them. All right, so that's pretty much it. There's a lot of good stuff that you can work with here, especially the questions for potential customers and the frequently asked questions. If you have that set up, then you'll basically be golden. One thing to keep in mind too, if you really want to create a funnel process for your Facebook Messenger, there is an app called ManyChat. And let's see. It's basically if you want to collect leads through Facebook Messenger. There is a free option. I don't really see the need for the free option considering that these are already available to you. So you could have these set up technically, but there's really no need because it's not like you can get information from them. So if you want to collect leads and have a lead generator set up, then the $10 per month option is available to you. And what you can do is you can have them collect, you can collect their email address, their phone number, you can do A/B testing, and you can even integrate this with your email marketing as well, or even texting as well. So, I mean, I guess you could try the free option if you want to just see how it works. But if you really want to see it impact your leads specifically, then I will say and recommend the Pro. That's only if you know that lead generation through your Facebook page is something that you're interested in, especially if email might not be working for you or if you want to just try something new. So that's basically all I really had. And I hope that this was helpful. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions. Hope you have a great day and a good Memorial Day weekend. Bye.